Hey guys, it's Joe again. Getting ready to go on an 8-day canoe trip with my buddy Kyle. So this one's actually going to happen. I'm not canceling. He's not forgetting his passport. We're doing this thing. So we're going up to the north end of Algonquin. We're going to hit a couple lakes and a couple rivers as well. Should be pretty good. So leaving about 5 or so days from now, and I'll plan to post this as I'm gone, so that when I get back it won't be too long of a time frame between the preparing video and the actual video. So first off, before I get into my stuff, I got a new bag. It's called a slog. It's a rubberized backpack. So it's got a harness system on it. And I got about 32 pounds in there right now. That's including my food and water for 8 days. It's a little heavy, but we're only portaging. It's not like we're doing backpacking with it. So I think the longest portage is like 2 or 3 kilometers, which is pretty long for a portage, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. I'm not going to be backpacking all day long. So 30 pounds for 8 days is right around where I want to be. The backpack itself probably weighs like 4 pounds. It's all rubber. It's pretty heavy duty, but no big deal. So also I got a new pair of shoes. These are New Balance Minimus trail runners, and these are what I'll be using the whole time. They're super lightweight, and they're going to dry out real quickly on me. I was going to bring a second pair of camp shoes, but it's no big deal. The temps aren't going to be too bad. It's supposed to be like almost 70 Fahrenheit in the daytime and down to like, I don't know, 50s at night or something around those lines. It's not going to be terribly bad, so everything's good. I'm excited to use these trail runners too. Should be pretty nice. I wore them around a little bit, and they're very comfortable. Feels like nothing's on my feet. So I'm going to break this down and get back to you. Alright guys, so this is all my stuff. It's really not that much. Let's just get into it. First off, I'm going to put this trash compactor bag in there. I'm not going to line my backpack with it. I'm just going to actually have it in there folded up. That way, when it rains or if it rains and my tent's wet or whatever, I can isolate dry things and wet things inside my backpack. It doesn't weigh anything. I think it's a good idea. My Reflectix is going to be like my back support on my backpack, so I know I can use this as well for other things, but it weighs nothing and it's worth bringing. Go up there. Go on with it. My hat. I got an Outdoor Research baseball cap. It's all mesh, and it's got a protective sun layer on it. What else? I got a chair. So one of these REI fold-up chairs. This is like one of your camp chairs, but like a quarter of the size. It's a little heavy and a little bulky, but I think that on a canoe trip it's worth it. I'm not too worried about the weight. I think I'll really be happy with this once it's all said and done. I've got a Bushcraft Outfitters poncho. This is going to be my rain gear and an extra tarp, and I know I've been told already it's not safe to canoe with a poncho on if it's raining, but you know what? I'm going to have my life jacket on anyways, and I'm a strong swimmer. I'm really not concerned about drowning because I have a poncho on. I'm going to tie a piece of paracord around the waist, so it's already tight to my body. I'm honestly not concerned about it. I've got 19-inch Sandvik axe. I'm going to bring, and then Kyle, my canoe partner, is going to bring a full-size Adventure Swarm buck saw. So between this saw and the axe, we are golden on wood. I'm not concerned about trying to get more, having more tools to get wood. It's more than enough. And that being said, I'm bringing my Swiss Army Bushcrafter on the lanyard because I don't think I need a fixed blade with my axe. All I'm really going to use this for is making some shavings, opening packs of food, picking my fingernails. I really don't see what else I'm going to use a knife for other than those things. Fire steel. Alright, so that's all taken care of. Fire, cutting tools, all that nonsense. I got a fishing kit. Where we're going, there's going to be brook trout, there's going to be lake trout, there's going to be smallmouth bass. So I'm crossing my fingers and be able to get a brook or a lake trout. I've not been successful yet in that, but I'm sure I'll catch some bass if we got them, and hopefully the trout as well. I got some spoons, some worms, Mepps Aglia, just a bunch of different things in there. It's nice and small. I got my Positive 3 Celsius Mountain Equipment Co-op sleeping bag that I've used in a ton of videos. Packs down in this compression sack, really tiny. My Thermarest Neo Air will be my sleeping pad. It's the bigger of the two pads that I have, but it does offer more comfort, and I find when I'm sweaty and the other one, like at night, the other one I just stick to, and this one I'm not too bad, so this is more comfortable and I like this one a lot. Sorry, inside my sleeping bag compression sack, I also have a down pillow. I forgot to mention. My shelter. My shelter is going to be my Big Agnes Fly Creek UL1. This is the whole tent in here, including the footprint, the screen, and the fly. Nice and small, really good. I was thinking about going without the bug screen, but again, it's not a backpacking trip, and it'll add, even if it rains, it'll add a little bit more protection for me. So I'm gonna bring it, no big deal. And this is the poles and the pegs for it. So these go separate so I can fit it better in the backpack. These are my clothes. Small outdoor research bag of clothes, and this is my food. Big outdoor research bag of food. I'm gonna open those and go through those in a second. I've got 2 containers for water, one being this Platypus 1 liter soft water bottle. My other, I'm actually going to keep attached on the outside of my backpack so that when I'm in the canoe, we're going to be canoeing all day. When I'm in the canoe, I don't have to actually open my bag to get to my water. So I got it on this little Condor pouch. I got my Snow Peak titanium cook mug in there, my lid, my spork, and my water bottle. So that's going to be my cook kit and my water bottle all accessible attached to the outside of my bag. So 2 things for water. I'll be using Pristine drops, which is like the Canadian equivalent to Aquamira. The lakes out there are really nice. I'm not worried about filtering. The drops will do more than what I need. And then I've got a few bags just of random stuff. So I think I got 3 bags of random stuff. This will be things that I need to use every now and then. This will be toilet paper and wet wipes with hand sanitizer attached, all in there. More than enough. You want more than enough, just in case. Excuse me. I have floss sticks, toothpaste, and a small toothbrush in this container, or sorry, in this bag. I went out and bought Pepto-Bismol pills. Some of you know I have IBS, and I've actually stopped taking my IBS pills because they had side effects and stuff that I really didn't like. So I'm trying it without for a while. I've gone about 2 weeks now without them, and I'm doing okay. There's problems every now and then, but for the most part I'm okay. But what I did find is the Pepto-Bismol really helps with it. Settle my stomach when it's like feels like there's a hamster eating me from the inside out. I don't want to bring the liquid Pepto-Bismol, so I brought pills. And I actually emptied out half the pills in this, and I put in other things like antacid, painkillers, cold and flu pills. Just every kind of pill that I'm going to want is in this, so it's nice and compact. And then the rest of the things I have will be like Band-Aids, gauze, repair kit for my sleeping pad, and this little bit of cordage, which it's a spool which I can sew with or use for extra cordage if I need to. There's some chapstick in there, and that's about it in that one. So that goes in my yellow mesh bag. This small bag is my paracord. I've got like 5 hanks of it, anywhere from 20 feet to 5 feet, and then down to like a couple feet. So that'll be useful. I don't know how much I'm going to use this, but in case Kyle's bringing a big tarp, and in case it rains, we might need to string it up. Again, lightweight, and I'm not worried. I'm not cutting grams here. This isn't a backpacking trip. I normally would be, but I'm not this time on purpose. Then my third bag of miscellaneous goodies. I've got a pack towel. This is going to be invaluable, I think, just for random things. If my sleeping bag, if my tent does get wet, I can dry the inside out, or if I'm setting up in the rain, I can dry the inside out after I set it up. I think this will be really nice to use. My aforementioned Pristine drops for my water purification. I have a Phoenix headlamp, nice and lightweight. Try that out. And a sharpening kit, my Fallen Niven DC4. Let me clean this up, and I'll lay my food and my clothes out. Come back. Really quickly before I get into my food and my clothing, I've got this bag. It's a heavy duty one from Malcolm Coder, the Hidden Woodsman. And this is what I'm going to be using for my camera stuff. So on this trip, I'm going to be using my DSLR, which I'm filming on now, my tripod, which the camera's on right now, and my DSLR will fit in this bag when it's not in use. The tripod will be attached to the outside of my bag. I also have my GoPro Hero 4 Silver, and I'll be using that. And I have 2 extra batteries, one for my GoPro, one for my DSLR, and an extra SD card for my DSLR. I also have a head mount for my GoPro, so when we're fishing and stuff, I'll be able to get some shots of that. Alright, so this is my food for 8 days. I'll get a couple things out of the way. These 2 bottles of booze are tiny. They are 200 mils. This one is 40 Creek whiskey. This one is Scotch. I just reused the bottle. So that's my specific booze for me for 8 days. Kyle's bringing his own. And this will do fine for me. I don't want to drink too much, but I want to be able to have a couple drinks each night just to kind of relax. I enjoy it out there. So, booze for 8 days. Also, I'm bringing my MSR Pocket Rocket or Micro Rocket, which one it is. And this will be good for our suppers and then rehydrating our suppers, and then for oatmeal in the morning. It depends. We don't have to use it for suppers. We can use a fire, but this is a fail-safe. And again, it doesn't weigh too much, so I'm not too worried about it. I've got breading for our fish when we catch it. Fingers crossed. And then this is my actual layout of food. So we got seven meals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got oatmeal, 2 packs of oatmeal with 2 packs of raisins in each bag. So they're already all mixed in and everything. All I have to do is I can actually heat it up in the bag. I pour the water in the bag and I'm good to go. Or I can put it in my cup, whichever I'm feeling like. I've done it in the bag before and it's totally fine. So 2 packs of oatmeal, 2 packs of raisins each morning. Then I've made up like snack bags for each day. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all this in that big bag down at the bottom of my pack. But every day in the morning I'm going to leave one of these at the top of my pack. So throughout the day I can get my food and I don't have to dig through my pack. And in these bags there's 2 different kinds. But in this one I have dark chocolate covered almonds, a whole lot of them. I don't even have to eat all that in one day. That could be split up into 2 days. I've got a Nature Valley bar. I've got a fruit bar, which is like pure fruit, blueberry and raspberry, this one is. And then I've got just a normal granola bar, a s'mores granola bar. So that'll be my throughout the day snacking. And then the other type I have is basically the same, but instead of the chocolate covered almonds, I have party mix, like Humpty Dumpty party mix chips, which is like Ringolos and pretzels and cheesies and stuff like that. And also, in some of them, I have water, Crystal Light for my water. I'm only bringing 3 of these because I find it actually makes me thirsty when I use these, but it's nice to have a break from just drinking water. So I'll use 1 of these a day for 3 days, and I'll probably skip a day in between. So my snacks are done. My breakfast is done. Oh, lunches. I want to be doing something a little bit different today, or this trip. I have tortillas. They're whole grain flatbreads, and then I also have some German salami. So in here I have enough for 2 days, and here I have enough for 2 days, and I have packs of them. So for four days for lunches, I'm set. I actually might stretch it into 5 days, and instead of putting 4 pieces of bread, or sorry, 4 pieces of salami in each one, I'll put 3. And I'm going to go to the grocery store and get little packs of mustard because that's what I like to have on my sandwiches. So, and then I will cut up baby bells, which I'm also bringing, and that will go on there as well. So every day for lunch, well 5 days for lunch, I have flatbread, German salami, baby bell cheese, and mustard for lunch. So I'm thinking that's a pretty cool lunch. What else do we got? We got suppers. So I dehydrated my own meals. This is spaghetti. This is quinoa, chicken, green peppers, red peppers, onions, mushrooms. Nice healthy, that one. This is spaghetti. What else do I have? Oh, chili. We made chili. So I'm really pumped about that. I got chili there, and I got another chili, another spaghetti, and ground beef, rice, and vegetables in this one. So that's all my food for 8 days, and it'll be rationed perfectly. I'll come up with nothing left. And I'm not going to go hungry. I almost forgot one of the best things. I'm thinking I'm really going to like this when I'm out there. This is, I dehydrated nectarines, bananas, and an apple. So this isn't a lot. It's 1 of each, but I'm sure when I'm out there the flavor is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to eating that. I'm not bringing a lot of clothes because it's never necessary to. I never change into them. These are just basically emergency or if it gets too hot. So I'll be wearing my new Fall Raven pants. I'll be wearing a polyester shirt and Under Armour boxers and new Under Armour socks I got. So that'll be what I wear in, and I'll probably be wearing that the majority of the time unless it gets too hot or cold. So say it gets too hot, I'm going to be putting on these shorts, Cool brand, KUHL shorts, super lightweight, nylon, nice and comfy. They get packed down to nothing. I'll bring a pair of socks. I'm going to have 3 pairs of socks. These small wool socks are going to be the ones I sleep in if it gets cold, if I need to. They'll be in my pack regardless if I need them. I'll be wearing a pair of these Under Armour socks, polyester, and then I have another one that I'll be wearing in. So 3 pairs total. This is my Houdini, my Patagonia Houdini wind shirt, which I'll be wearing on the canoe. I'm sure sometimes it'll be chilly with the wind. I have a merino wool full sleeve shirt, a thick merino wool one. That'll be for if it gets cold, and then long johns. I also am going to bring a couple pairs of Under Armour boxers, but they're in the wash right now. That's all my clothes. That's all I need. So I'm pretty excited. This should be an epic trip. I'm really looking forward to it. Kyle and I have had to cancel like the past 3 trips together, so I haven't seen him in a while, and it'll be good to get out there for a full 8 days. It'll be pretty good. That's a long time away from my family, and I'm blessed to be able to get it. So I want to give a shout out to Kevin Callan, who actually gave me some pointers and stuff on where to go in Algonquin. We were looking for a more challenging route, and we wanted to do somewhere where we hadn't been before. So we're going to hit the Nipissing River and a bunch of lakes as well. I hope you guys, I'm going to get a lot of footage, and I'm going to make a couple videos. So I hope you guys really enjoy them. Hope you enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something from this. And if you did, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you very soon. Thanks.